The Soviet Union fell without warning, suddenly exposing it to the outside world. Central Asia then became known as virgin territory to various Islamic groups. Young men from Central Asia began filling classrooms of madrasas, from the Fergana all the way down to Peshawar, Pakistan. Poverty created a breeding ground for attracting young boys away from their families and into jihad movements in Pakistan. Terrorist organizations are rich and can offer a bed, education, and a sense of belonging to boys whose futures would otherwise seem grim. Extremists poured in from the Middle East, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Already by the 1990s, reports showed hundreds of thousands in membership. Former journalist Kirsten Schmidt has been following the group Hizb ut-Tahrir since she discovered them while living in the region in 2000. She began her focus on the Taliban in 1997 and now specializes in Islamic studies of Pakistan and Central Asia.
Here in the Fergana Valley, we've now reached the town of Karasu, which is a hotbed for Hizb ut-Tahrir members. Just here on the border of Uzbekistan, which you can see the gates there, just over the borders are prisons full of Hizb ut-Tahrir members. We began to get an understanding of the size of Hizb ut-Tahrir based on the numbers of prisoners put into the jails in Uzbekistan.
The rise of Hizb ut-Tahrir membership is due to the successful recruitment of young people. The Fergana Valley offers young men like Muhammad few opportunities. Joining an Islamic extremist group can give a sense of perspective and purpose. Ayupan is an Islamist leader based in Karasu, Kyrgyzstan, which is situated directly on the dangerous border of Uzbekistan. The local security forces have targeted this region. The area is one of various terrorist organizations, including Taliban refugees. Ayupan is a leader of Hizb ut-Tahrir. He is a mentor of many boys like Muhammad. Kirsten first talked to Islamic leader Ayupan in 2006 when trying to find out how close ties were between the various groups.
Когда и в каких условиях Хизб ут-Тахрир становится жестоким? Хизб ут-Тахрир не играет, он не боксирует, он не боксер, он как шахматист. Здесь нет никакой жестокости. У политиков, у идеалистов, у нас есть идеология, чистая идеология. Все эти идеологии, зачем нам жестокость? Кто бывает жестоким? У кого нет идеологии, например, Каримов. Если у кого нет идеологии, он будет жестоким человеком. Когда есть у меня идеология, зачем мне жестокость? Я могу управлять с идеологией же. Зачем мне насильство там? Нет, никогда не может. Эта слабая партия будет жестоким партией. Слабая система будет жестоким. А сильная идеологическая система не будет никогда жестоким.
Hizb ut-Tahrir contribute towards creating terrorist organizations. The problem we have in defining Hizb ut-Tahrir as a terrorist organization is that today's definition of terrorism is those people who are killing innocent people today and now, the Bin Ladens, the Zarqawis, the Zawahiris of this world. Hizb ut-Tahrir are more than terrorists in that they aspire to creating a state that's dedicated to terror. So terrorist is to undermine Hizb ut-Tahrir. To call them terrorists is not to understand the problem. That it's more than terrorism in the case of Hizb ut-Tahrir.
In 2006, Kirsten was detained by the Kyrgyz government for 6 weeks. Her work there has become more dangerous, and tracking down her old contacts has become risky for everyone involved. Kirsten returned in 2007 to see how the situation on the border has changed.
We're just nearing sundown, and I got word that part of a process called night papers, which is translated from the word shamanan, which is a literal noch bumaga, which is these night papers. It's part of the recruitment Hizb ut-Tahrir uses in order to recruit. It's part of their propaganda scheme. What they do is they send out young, eager boys to put these propaganda papers underneath doors, and they do it at night, obviously, to hide from the militia.
As Muhammad and boys like him become further involved with extremist groups, the rise of radical Islam continues in Central Asia. Some leaders like Ayupan believe Hizb ut-Tahrir should employ peaceful methods of achieving a caliphate. But most are willing and ready to act with terror. The war on terror in bordering Kyrgyzstan is being waged with open violence. In the town of Karasu, the imam of the local mosque, Muhammad Karmalov, was shot dead by the local security services, formerly the local KGB. For Muslims of Karasu, this was a highly provocative act. Events such as the assassination of Karmalov has pushed some Muslims towards extremism. Extremist groups like Hizb ut-Tahrir are connected with Al-Qaeda and are part of a sophisticated network that spans the world. They have now penetrated this remote and severe mountainous country. The attack on the World Trade Center, followed by the United States' rush into Central Asia, has brought the area onto the international stage and into the modern world's consciousness. Hizb ut-Tahrir is perhaps the largest extremist group in the world. It is a highly secretive underground network and has connections with Al-Qaeda. Terrorists involved in the bombings in both New York and London on 9/11 and 7/7 were students of the group Hizb ut-Tahrir. The region of Central Asia has greater geostrategic importance for the United States of America. Without the military base in Kyrgyzstan, the war in Afghanistan cannot be fought. The base is essential to getting supplies to the troops in the north. But as a US-supported government uses increasing force to crack down on radical Islam, support for Hizb ut-Tahrir grows stronger. Hizb ut-Tahrir and Al-Qaeda share the same goal of an Islamic world. This Hizb ut-Tahrir symbol is an hourglass representing many flags trapped inside it. This suggests that time is running out for the world as we know it. At the bottom, Hizb ut-Tahrir's flag waves above golden letters, spelling Caliphate, meaning Islamic king, who will rule the world after Hizb ut-Tahrir puts their plans in place.